What happens when you find yourself in an interview and the interview seems like it's going sideways?
Oh, be prepared. Be prepared. I can tell you a story about this too. I was actually, when I went to Westat, I had an interview and I thought I blew it. And the hiring manager kept yawning and she was doing and I'm like, oh, I did not prepare myself. Clearly, I don't have this job. Well, it turns out, guess what? She is not a morning person. She does not get in the office that early, but they were trying to get me in there to interview. It was between me and somebody else. And actually, again, I took the earlier shift. She came in early. She didn't have her caffeine. Here's somebody who knows how to interview, and it was painful. Okay, so be prepared. Not everybody's a good interview. Sometimes people have a bad day. So be succinct, try to read their body language, and be prepared to ask questions that will lead the conversation to highlight you.
Okay.
And also remember that the interview is as much about you interviewing them as they interviewing you. And so you might find during the course of the conversation that you're not liking where it's going. There's some red flags, you know, the culture isn't going to be a good fit. You know, anything could come up in conversation, but you don't want to just turn yourself off and, you know, be disrespectful. So you're going to endure it, but turn it into something productive for you. So it's almost like a relief at that point, because, you know, maybe you both acknowledge that it's not the right fit and you can move on to other things, but not take up too much of the person's time, but they could be a pretty good resource. So kind of once you get that, you know, white elephant out of the room, then you can talk about, well, hey, you know, would you know anyone else or other departments looking for these skills, or even outside the company? You know, what might you know, or who might you connect me to, or what groups can you suggest I join, or what skills do you think I need to obtain in order to be a good fit? But people are usually really willing to help you, and they like to give advice.
And if they tell you we don't feel like, if they say in the interview we don't feel you're a good fit, then you can ask about other opportunities. If they, you know, if you find that you're just not getting if you're not getting a call back, but you really like the company, then I would say, you know, then I would invite you to follow up, and you can call, then at this point you can call HR and say, you know, it's been 3 weeks. I'm going to assume you've gone in another direction, but I really enjoyed the interview. I really liked this company. What might you suggest that I do? And then turn it into an informational interview. But and again, this is how people perceive it. If there's like 2 or 3 job openings and you think, okay, well, if this one doesn't work out, I might go for this one. That can be a tricky road to navigate, because some people are going to be like, well, they don't know what they want, or they're just talking to me because they really want this job, and I'm not going to do that. Again, when I went to EDS, I have tons of stories about this stuff. This is why I'm in job development. But when I went to EDS, I applied for a trainer position. I came in, I didn't hear back from that. I came in, I interviewed, I got a customer service position. I thought, well, clearly they have jobs I want, so I'm going to get my foot in the door. So I took the job, and I had quit my other job, and I was getting ready to start. And the HR department called and they said, hey, we got your resume for this training position. And I was very honest. I said, well, I just actually got hired in the same division, but this is what I want to do. Like, this is what I want to do. So they rushed me, and this was EDS back when it was suit and tie. I literally went in dirty jeans, a dirty sweater, because I was working at Heckinger's. I couldn't change. I had 1 day to interview. I was going on vacation, and then I was supposed to come back and start. And fortunately, it turned out to be a bit casual Friday. And they said, well, we have to sort this out internally. When you get back, we'll let you know which job you got. And I did get the training position. But anyway, but when you're looking for a job, know which one you want and go for that. If you don't get it and you really like the company, then explore it. or apply, but it can be tricky because people they don't want to figure out where you should be. You should be telling them where you feel you should be. And if they say, hey, we got this other assignment we think you'd be a better match for, and again, that can be a little tricky in the HR world. So it doesn't happen as much as you would think. Then, they might, but probably what they would say is, you can apply for other jobs on our website.
Mhm.
So, be interviewing requires some reading between the lines.